When I was growing up, my twin brother and I had great babysitters. Bob Barker, Inspector Gadget, He-Man. Like, we watched way too much TV, way too much. And we always got yelled at for watching it. But with babysitters like that, well, one day, my brother, and he was going out on a date with this girl. And they went out, and then they came back. And when they went out, we were watching TV. And when they came back, we were watching TV. And we were watching, at this point, I believe it was the Dick Van Dyke Show. So the girl says to my brother, "They are such losers." Can you imagine? And he didn't get rid of her. I mean, eventually, but not at that point. I mean, we were, but I mean, she didn't need to say it, you know? But I know so much about 70s and 80s TV shows. I could quote theme songs, I could do all that. So when I heard the gospel today, something came to my mind. A quote from a famous 80s TV show. What you talking about, Willis? What show is it? I asked a kid raised his hand at the 5:30 and said Paw Patrol. I said, no, it's not Paw Patrol. This is way before that. It's Different Strokes. Now, the younger brother would always say that to his older brother. What you talking about, Willis? When he was confused by something, or he heard something like that was, what? What are you talking about? Well, this is what I thought of that when I heard this line. Jesus is talking about the end of the world, and he says, "But of that day or hour no one knows. The angels in heaven don't know," and this is the one that got me, "nor the Son." What you talking about, Willis? Jesus does not know when the end time is coming. Jesus, the Son of God, the Son of the Father knows, but the Son does not. What? So I have advice for all of you. Please take it. If anyone says that they know when the end is coming, they are misguided at best or liars at worst. Please do not take them up on it. Now, I know we all have people we hear. Obviously, there used to be a 1-800 number you could call, and Miss Cleo would tell you about what was going on. Or perhaps even there are religious people, even Catholics, who claim that they know. Again, at best, they are misguided. At worst, they are taking advantage of you for money, or worse, your souls. Do not fall into these traps. If the Son does not know, they don't know. However, this does not mean that we can't be prepared, or that we shouldn't be prepared, because at the end, there will be an end. Now, St. Paul thought the end was perhaps coming in his lifetime. So St. Paul says, be ready. Of course, it didn't come in his time. The end of the world, that is, the second coming of our Savior. Many people through the centuries thought it would be their time. It hasn't. Some people see the signs and think it is our time. Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is not. So we're ready. We are ready. We have to be ready, because even if the end of the world, the second coming of God, of Jesus to this world, does not happen in our lifetime, we all will have an end. And there is an eternity. There is an eternity in heaven with our Savior, and an eternity in hell with not our Savior. And so we must be prepared. Whether the coming of God is tomorrow or millennia from now. But the thing is, we are not supposed to have distress at this news. It's not supposed to worry us, give us anxiety. Why? Because we have access to the one thing that takes away all of the evil that could happen to us in eternity, and that is the sacraments. We have access to His life, which takes away possibility of not being with him forever. We say after the Our Father, I say, keep us free from sin and safe from all distress. Brothers and sisters, our faith is not supposed to give us distress. It's supposed to give us freedom. Anyone who is talking to you about the Catholic faith and tries to sell anxiety or distress is not from God. Our faith offers freedom. Now, that doesn't mean it's easy. And that doesn't mean that life is always going to be just great. But it does mean that we should be free of distress about worriment about that, because we have access to the one thing that conquers evil, which is Jesus' life. Here at the Holy Eucharist, back there at that confessional where mortal sins, any sacrament, baptism which takes away all sin, brothers and sisters, we have access to it. We can beat it with him. But we have to be with him. He lives in eternity, in heaven. He knows the way to get us there. No one else knows that way. He does. And so we take advantage of the gifts that he gives us to get there. So brothers and sisters, don't have anxiety. We hear about the end of the world all the time. The world sells us anxiety. He sells us freedom. Live in that freedom, brothers and sisters. The end will come for all of us one day, whenever that is. But we're here and we're prepared. So live in the freedom of that and not anxiety, so that we can live up to what we say in the prayer today, that we may be free from sin and safe from all distress.